Hey you guys, welcome to your bi-weekly love reading. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the weeks of April the 19th through the 30th, 2019. So I have already shuffled and cut the cards. Let's go ahead and begin here. I want to thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. And I ask that you all please continue to do so. Remember, these are general readings, so they may or may not resonate, but hopefully they give you some clarity. I'm trying to show you already. All right, so what we have is the central issue as the Two of Wands, the Wheel, the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Five of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Okay. All right, so what I have here is there is something that is getting ready to change or shift. I feel like there's going to be a new beginning. I feel too like maybe someone is making plans to either pursue you or come visit you, or this is what you are planning to do. Someone is very passionate about something. There's a lot of emotions going on, and I feel like someone wants to test the waters or put themselves out there or give something a go here. And I feel like there is an opportunity opening up to present itself so that someone can move forward. I almost feel like there is some sort of blockage or like a bolt. Something's getting removed here. Something that has been sealed. Something that has been sealed is being restored or opened up here. I don't know why I keep getting that, like the image of being sealed off. Something's sealed off. I don't know if that's trying to say off limits or sealed as in someone's feelings or emotions have been concealed or sealed off. And now all of a sudden someone becomes very vocal. Maybe they move forward. See, I feel like this person, they're looking out and they're like, okay, their energy matches my energy. Somebody's energies are matching. You may be motivating someone to move forward, or someone may be motivating you. And I do feel like you guys are very similar. You have similar goals, similar dreams, similar desire. I feel like the attraction is mutual. However, I feel like these are the underlying issues. But what actually happens is this Five of Swords, being too competitive with your love interests. There's too much competition, which can end up in stagnation, nothing getting done. It's like, hey, we feel the same way. We want the same things. Why can't we get on the same page? Why can't we express that? There's an issue with communication for whatever reason. I feel like someone gets started to do something and they're like, this is the perfect moment. And then ego gets in the way. And they just stop. And neither party does anything. It's like the swords come out. I don't know if you're dealing with, sword energy, or if you have a lot of sword energy in your chart. But this is like when someone pulls out the swords and they both just kind of get someone gets cold feet. is what I'm seeing. They start thinking about the past, someone gets into their head, or they see something and read it wrong or misinterpret it. And it's like going back to square one. I feel like two people are, it's a war. It's a mental war. It's a spiritual war. I almost feel like spiritually, dark energy or outside forces are trying to prevent two people from being together. But I feel like if it's truly meant to be, you guys can overcome, you know, these obstacles, because nothing can stop or prevent true love from presenting itself here. And I'm looking at the back here. She's flirting with him, but he is hesitant. He either thinks it's a setup, a trap, or she's just playing. He's like, she's just fucking with me. She's not serious. I don't believe her. She's not real. I feel like there is a guy looking at a girl that all of a sudden he gets cold feet. And I feel like there is a woman who was ready to receive. She was open, and then she closed her window. She closed the door. It's almost like two people looking. Let's just say, as an example, two people, they live across the street from each other. And every day the curtains get pulled back a little further. Then each person starts peeking at each other. They wave at each other. They smile at each other. And then one day, his friend came over, or his sister. It says his sister came over. She looked out over in the window and saw that his sister in there, but she didn't know. She was looking at a silent movie, for all she knows. She let her imagination get the best of her, because that wasn't his sister to her. She just saw another woman. And the next thing you know, she closed her curtain just as her brother was getting up to introduce him so that they could both wave. He got up with his sister. They walked to the window, and the girl by this time had closed her curtain. And he was like, really? Really? Like, is that what it is? Okay, well, I'm closing my curtain too. And so he closes his curtain, and neither one of them are waving and flirting with each other anymore. Because of a wrong message or a misread message. But then too, like I was saying here, I see this guy looking at a girl, and he starts to suddenly think, for whatever reason, she's just playing with him. He like, she effing with me. I'm not chasing her. She playing games. Or it's a trap. Or she got a man. Or, you know, just something. He just starts thinking something. And then he no longer wants to take a risk. But both people end up kind of suppressing their thoughts and waiting for the other person to come talk to the other. So nobody ends up doing anything. They're just like, neither person is like, I can't say anything. Or I won't risk being being taken for a fool. I won't risk it. And then I feel like both people are just kind of waiting for the other person to pursue. And I feel like there's still a fire burning, but no one does anything, and then everything goes silent. Like at first things were happening. You could feel something getting ready to happen in your bones. You were like, this is it. It's getting ready to happen. They're getting ready to call me or reach out to me. I just saw a sign, or I just saw a clue, and then, you know, something changes or switches. And now all of a sudden you guys aren't talking. You're just sitting there looking at each other and not saying anything. I almost feel like someone let the moment go by. And I feel too like something's being covered up. Like we can't see the real culprit. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like it's almost like a dark force or unknown force that is causing mischief. Wow. I mean, you guys may get another chance at love. If you're already in a relationship, I still feel like it's basically the same thing going on where you guys aren't fully communicating properly. There's something that needs to be said or wants to be said, but you guys end up disagreeing or having to prove the other one right, or having to prove yourself right and the other wrong. Like it gets too competitive. Even to like as a couple, if you guys made some sort of decision to move or relocate, you're like, okay, finally, yes, we're gonna do this. And you guys were on board. And then all of a sudden you guys are like arguing and bickering and talking about petty stuff. That's because it's an underlying issue. Like you guys need to address what's really going on. It's more than just being right. You need to figure out where this dark energy is coming from. Why don't you trust your partner? Why? Where is that coming from? Why don't you trust putting yourself out there for love again? Like what is holding you, what is truly holding you back? Like you guys really need to dig deep. Because what you're trying to do is put the blame on the other person, but it's really within you. You are your own worst enemy. Is basically what I feel. It's like you're your own worst enemy. This is self-sabotage. I almost want to say you don't want love. I know somebody gonna say, yes, I do. No, you don't. I don't know what it is, but it's like you're almost there. Something is like this close, and then you kind of ruin it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like both parties are at play. It's definitely ego and pride in a way. We got 3 5s coming out. Someone cannot get past the ego, the mind. There needs to be a breakdown of the mentality. Your mind is too fixated, or it's like you're too set in some sort of ways that's not working. It's not working anymore. There's a language barrier. You guys are both fixated on two different frame of minds, two different it's another word I'm looking for. Well, until I remember it, it's like I feel too that oh, you know what, this is not even, see, why they 7 of Pentacles like that? It's 2 5s. We don't have 3 5s coming out. I thought this was a 5 of Pentacles. It's a 7 of Pentacles. So it's a similar message, but the same story. I feel like all this waiting produces nothing. Someone is waiting for something to perfect, and it never perfects. And instead it grows stale or boring lifeless. It's like it's not fun anymore. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't the outcome that I wanted here. Why isn't anything happening? Why can't I figure things out? See, the way they drew their Seven of Pentacles to me looks like something that bears no fruit. What I'm also getting, though, is that it's almost like someone waiting for winter to be over. And every time you think spring is about to break, it's snowing. So those of you that live in Chicago or any other place like that where it's like you're patiently waiting and you're like, it's never happening. So to continue with the tradition of the Seven of Pentacles, something will manifest, but you have to stop looking at it. You have to stop expecting it to happen the way you thought it was going to happen. You just have to, you got to stop waiting. And two, if you're waiting for the right moment, I feel like there's never going to be a right moment. That's even too, like, you know, when you're trying to plan for a child and you're like, no, we have to have this and that. It has to be perfect before we have a baby. And it's just like, no, you can't wait for a perfect moment. If you're wanting that child, you have to go after, you have to make it happen. So, I mean, even for anything, a dream, a passion, it's like you can't wait for it to happen. You have to put the effort in, and then the universe will conspire to meet you halfway. See, now I feel like what happens is like now a light bulb goes off and you get it. And so this is you being motivated by something. You get some encouragement. You get the courage to do, like I see the fire burning here. And I don't know what happens, but all of a sudden something lights your fire again. And you're like, okay, it's game. It's game on. It's still a chance. It's still a possibility. And whatever the case, you just kind of start pursuing your passion. Or something gets triggered and they finally say, okay, that was the sign I needed or the confirmation I needed. Now we're good to go. I'm moving forward. I'm making a move. So someone is going to be waiting and kind of driving themselves crazy because they're waiting and feeling like nothing is happening. Like, did I miss out on my opportunity? They're feeling like, did I wait too late? I think I waited too late. I should have responded sooner. This can be like even a situation where like let's just say it's something simple like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this person online. You know, let me send them a request or let me swipe right or left, however that stuff works. So you put in your request and then someone saw it, but for whatever reason there was hesitation. Maybe they were playing games like, oh, I don't want to seem too thirsty. Let me, before I respond back to their request, I'm going to wait for like 2, 3, 4 days. And then by that time, the other person has become discouraged and they're like, I don't think they're interested. That was humiliating. Let me take my request back. You know, you take your request back. And then when a person goes to answer, they're like, it's gone. And then instead of them reaching out and saying and requesting afterwards, it's like they don't do anything either. They're like, I goofed, you know. So it's just kind of like both people just kind of like, we missed our chance. But there's something that happens. I do feel like, you know, like faith is restored. I don't know what happens, but someone gets their passion or their motivation back to pursue the other person. If I didn't say earlier, I also see Libra, Gemini, Aquarius coming out, Aries. I said Aries, Leo, Sag. Could be those energies. Could be any sign, but those are the ones that are kind of standing out. Let me see too. I feel like I'm almost like feeling too like someone is looking at the oven at something bake, and it's like the minute you turn away, it's ready. But while you're watching it, nothing's happening. So you might need to stop waiting for love to come, or you might need to stop checking someone's page or checking your text messages. It's like they'll call or they'll come towards you, but you need to go do something. Go find something to do. The minute you become engrossed in something else is when you'll get the call or the message. I'm also seeing someone may be disappointed with sales if they're in a business. If you're an entrepreneur, you might be disappointed with sales. I also feel like one of the reasons that kept someone back too was financial reasons. Someone feels like they need to be rich or have just the right amount of finances to come towards you, and it's like, look, I never said that. That's you. Why you put that on yourself? Like, where did that idea come from? You didn't even get the chance to know me. You know, who says that I need you to make X amount of money? Or who said you needed to own a home? Like, whose standards are you comparing me to? Like, I never said that. Don't put me in a box with everybody else. So something happens and the Emperor or the Watcher gets their motivation back and they put themselves out there. They're saying, okay, I got my confidence. I'm good to go. And so there is going to be some sort of flirtation as soon as they're ready. It's like as soon as they believe in themselves, soon as they get that light bulb moment, it's like they're moving forward. And there's someone too, maybe they need to learn about how to approach people, how to read people, how to pursue. Like, I don't know how to pursue my goals. You know, it's like, just do it. Just go after it. Don't hold back. So I feel like someone is learning. They're like, okay, I'm learning. And see, it's like it leads to a happy ending because someone let go of their perception or their preconceived ideas, and they just kind of go ahead and take that risk. So yeah, it's like they are talking or they come to some sort of conclusion. If it's a situation where someone is in the way and they feel like they need permission from the other person before they make a move on you. So one of those situations where maybe both you and your friend were interested in the same person and your friend seemed like super gung-ho on them. And so you pulled back, and maybe, but you and the other person were connecting, but you stopped because out of consideration for your friend. Maybe there's a need for you to say, have a conversation with your friend, like, hey, I've been hiding something. I really, really like so-and-so, and honestly, we've been kind of connecting. Do you mind if we give it a chance, especially if nothing's really been made official or formal, you know, that maybe have that conversation with your friend and let them know, hey, I'm interested. I'd like to talk to them. I feel like we have a connection. Your friend might be disappointed or hurt, but I mean, the heart wants what it wants. Love is love. So, all right. I hope that made sense. Hope it resonated. Feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.